tarot for the Gemini new moon ahead. This is a little vlog. This is me. I woke up like this, morning coffee time, and this is the spread, tarot card spread for the Gemini new moon. She's a beautiful, beautiful tarot card layout. Loving all of these cards. How pretty. The Crystal Unicorn Tarot deck given to me by my friend Lady of the Lamps. I just absolutely am in love with this deck by Paula Chen. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Trust Your Glitter podcast. This is actually my first podcast away from Spotify. I'm really nervous. And so I posted a Spotify episode as kind of my last, this is my main platform where I upload, and then I kind of upload out from Spotify. So this is an experimental week and I'm nervous. I'm going to be doing a little bit more intimate readings because when I post to Spotify, I'm more aware of a wider energy. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like when you post to Spotify, it kind of goes out and you're feeling like you're speaking out into the middle of nowhere. And Spotify recently changed their rules, and so I had to switch where my platforms are going to be right now. So I was getting kind of worn out. I was doing these very linear readings that really is not how I prefer to work with astrology. I think astrology gives us a chance to be so embodied, and I feel like the readings I was doing was just kind of following along the path of other readers, where it's and on June 3rd, Mercury enters the sign of Gemini and things like that. So I'm going to put that a little bit in, but I'm going to be experimenting as I go. So just know that my podcast, Trust Your Glitter, is just going to kind of go with the flow. I'm also drinking my morning coffee. So I'm doing coffee and tarot for the Gemini new moon this week. So I am in morning wake up mode. So if you hear my stomach growl or me sipping on coffee, it's just you're sitting down at the table with me looking at tarot cards. And that's pretty much what I do every morning. I get up, do my morning pages. Right now it's my 369 affirmations, manifestations, challenge, look at some tarot, look at some astrology, prepare for the week ahead, kind of work on Trust Your Glitter every day. I do something every day, whether it's editing videos, and I'm constantly thinking about, or educating myself on how to connect. So if you want to connect with me, I'm going to be posting to Substack, Patreon, Rumble, YouTube, and if you have any personal astro questions, you're always welcome to comment below, because there's a lot going on in the sky. So let's get started. We have this week, new moon in Gemini, not week, W-E-A-K, but the week with this moon ahead, W-E-E-K. And the energy is very powerful. I think that based on the astrology ahead, and I'll get into this as we go along, but I think based on the astrology into the summer months or winter, depending on what hemisphere you are residing, we're going to see this kind of play out again because, Jupiter and Gemini has so many connections throughout this year and next year, and August is going to be a very interesting time. August, September, and into the winter months especially. So the way I'm looking at the patterns is, I'm looking at Mercury being the planet of communication, just entering the sign of Gemini, and then we have a strong connection called a conjunction. If we think of two, a handshake or things directly in the energy of one another, the energy of our voice and our Jupiter energy, which is, I see it as the grand, great spiritual connection, but, highest form of intuition is luck. So a lot of astrologers will call Jupiter the planet of luck, but luck is really just you're in alignment and in sync with the energy and vibration and frequency of whatever that thing that you desire is, or you're at the right place, right time. So we have a lot of luck energy on our side this week. Now, in the outer world, here's other things. Like I did not record my podcast before I looked at the New York Stock Exchange today. So I looked at the exchange. I saw that there's a tech glitch going on, and my first thought is Mercury and, other things going on in the world. So yes, we do have these kind of mercurial technological shifts. And the other thing I really want to note is Venus and the Sun for the next month are traveling pretty close to one another. We have an exact conjunction this week with this new moon in Gemini. So the new moon's on the 6th of June. The 4th of June is one of those days we get gifts, and it's a gift this week, it's a gift this year, it's a gift this month of the 4th of June is just a really abundant day, between Mercury, Jupiter aligning together in the sky, and we have a solar conjunction, so the sun, cazimi, with Venus. So anytime the sun and another planet align, we call this, it's known as a cazimi. So solar cazimi with the planet of love and abundance and money and the sacred goddess herself in the sign of Gemini. So this really, really reflects, because Gemini is the energy of our mirrored twin, what we are here to truly do in many ways. And with this upcoming Gemini new moon, so new moons is what we are here to call in to manifest. This is about, our words are so powerful this week. What we speak out to the universe, we shall receive. And I think it's solidified with the fact that this new moon is square to Saturn in Pisces. So this is a really strong energy. It can be very difficult for many people if you are not in alignment with what you're really truly meant to be doing. So this week, destiny is calling. We have, I think all embodied is astrology this week. That's how I'm going to say sacredly, spiritually. Neptune is in Pisces as well. So there's this deep spiritual call that we're feeling in general. We have this square between the new moon and Saturn, and I find it to be very grounding, because Gemini is a mutable sign, and Gemini is not always a sign that is extremely grounded, extremely brilliant, but when it comes to making decisions, there's a lot of reflection this week that I would recommend in your personal life on where to go, how to be, and what you really want to do with your life as well. So I actually have this tarot reading that I am going to read came to me. I did not shuffle my cards. This was sitting on my desk. I don't know how this reading got to my desk. I was going for my mental health, I do walking meditation yesterday, and I hadn't picked cards yesterday. I was kind of really contemplating what I was going to be doing with Spotify, and it was a really tough decision for me. And I looked down at my journal and my tarot deck had unturned cards. Like when I went to go and organize my tarot cards to get ready to do a reading. And there are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. And they were all just sitting there in a pile. And I felt with my hand, this is the reading for the Gemini new moon. And when I turned over the cards, when I returned from my walk and put them in order, the intuitive feeling was this is the collective reading for the Gemini new moon. So spirit, universe, goddess, however you want to view this, chose this reading specifically for this time. And I do believe in these moments of synchronicity. These things happen to all of us. You could be walking, anywhere, see a feather, penny, see a certain number sequence. This is the kind of stuff where once you put things out, you receive. And this is definitely one of those synchronistic things where I was like, I don't remember shuffling the deck or separating the deck. I just had these 9 cards sitting there waiting. And when I went to because like when I hold my cards, they tell me whether to shuffle or anything, and I hear this very strong, like, intuitive download. It's in order. You do not have to reshuffle. And so it's the exact order. So the core card, which is the last card of the 9, was the 4 of Cups. And the way I feel this intuitively is that this core card oversees 8 other cards. So just know that the 4 of Cups kind of it dictates the full reading. So the message is things that you're unable to see right now. The 4 of Cups is, I'm using the Sacred Unicorn, the Crystal Unicorn tarot deck, but it's, someone sitting on a hill and a divine cup is being offered to them, but they're kind of in a depressive stance. They're kind of in like not really seeing what's in front of them. And there are 3 cups already on the ground and then 1 divine cup being offered from above. So it's kind of this, generally you'll read it and be like, are you going through depression? Are you going through, but really what I hear is it's a unconscious uncovering. And so this whole reading embodies the unconscious uncovering. And so we start out this reading for the Gemini new moon. And this new moon reading, I'm seeing this as from June the 6th to July the 5th. So we're going to have a full moon in between, and I'll definitely do, podcasting with the new moon or the full moon. But just know, because of the traveling between the sun and Venus, we have a good month of this energy with Venus and the sun together. So pretty much during Gemini season, we're going to have a lot of Venus influence, a lot of the goddesses with us, a lot of reaping the rewards of things that we put out into the world. And it could be things that, the first card is the 10 of Wands. A lot of times we do a lot of work and we don't see the accumulation of that work that we've done. We don't see it because we're just putting our nose to the grindstone and keep on going and going and going. But I think that the first card out, the 10 of Wands, is saying, you have put in a lot of work. And I want to say, like, this could be like you're on a personal journey. Wands are about fire and sustainability when it comes to the 10. And so the sustainability I'm going to have to take sips during this, but the sustainability factor is the most important thing. Where in your life did you not give the fuck up on yourself? It doesn't matter what other people are doing. Where in your life did you keep that fire in your heart going? Even if it was a tiny, tiny pilot light, still going. And the next card next to that is Justice. And Justice is facing that 10 of Wands and saying, you can, in a lot of ways, you really reviewed your life. That's how I see this. It's a life review. You reviewed something about your past, present, future that allowed you to be able to really gain knowledgeable balance. And because we're in the season of Gemini, where there is the twins, Justice is Libra energy, I can look at this as, in September, September is a really interesting turning point for a lot of people. And so I think that, looking at this reading as planting seeds for manifestation, embodied manifestation, it's like there's a couple of different things going on at once. It's like things get manifested under this new moon. Things are still in flux under this new moon. But it's like this is a new moon for almost like instant karma because of the square to Saturn. It's like, even though it seems like it's instant change, this is actually change that's been in the works behind the scenes for a really long time. It could be that plans are made where it's like an instant thing happens, but the thing isn't planned until later on in the year type stuff. The next card is the Eight of Cups, and I want to actually bring that in with the card next to it, which is Strength. So this is the year of strength, the 8th year. And this is something that I see as like, you made a decision. Justice is legal as well. You made a decision to move on with the strength of the unknown. Eight of Cups is like you're going over the mountain and have no idea where the fuck that mountain is taking you. You don't know what the land looks like on the other side of that mountain. And it's kind of scary because the Eight of Cups is like, okay, you're going into the unknown. You're going into a new land, but this is the year of strength. This is the year of leaning in to that lioness energy, leaning in and knowing that things can shift and you have the strength to do it. And also strength to me is the month of August. So we have some seasonal shifts here that are saying, okay, there are hold out until this time. Don't make a decision until this time. And just know that you're doing this in the sake of this 10 of Wands work, this really hard work that you put into this. The card after Strength is the Eight of Pentacles, which is very similar to the 10 of Wands. You were an apprentice in your own life somewhere. So you're learning how to, and it's interesting because synchronistically the card next to it is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. There's 2 reversals in this reading, and I'll get to that, the other one in one moment. But the Queen of Pentacles reversed next to the Eight of Pentacles is saying, you're a Queen of Pentacles in training. Anytime I pull a reversal, it's an emphasis on how do we reverse this card around? How do we shift this energy so it's not upside down? Right now, it feels upside down. Queen of Pentacles is the Queen of Earth, the Queen of, financial, grounded. She's like in her body. She feels safe. She literally masters things in relation to all things physical. So the Eight of Pentacles is saying, this is where the work is right now. On your own body, on your own self. This could even be like healthcare routines, wellness, energy. Like, how does your physical energy feel? Because the Queen of Pentacles knows how to properly move through life with her energy as priority. And so the Eight of Pentacles is giving that permission to really put put this as your number one reason to say yes or no to something. And the Three of Cups is next to that, which is community. It's a very feminine card. Cups are emotions. So the Eight of Cups is saying you moved on from the past. The Three of Cups is saying you're connecting. There is a celebration. This is usually like connection with other people, friends, family that feel really empowering and inspiring to be around. The other thing I hear is that there could be like a journey on the way. And the reason why I say that is the final card is the Chariot reversed. Now, I could read this a couple different ways. The first way I want to read it is seasonal. The seasonal shift between this new moon and the next new moon. So the next new moon is going to be after we go through the summer solstice. And Venus and the sun are pretty much neck and neck until Venus moves forward ahead of the sun, and she is going to enter the sign of Cancer right on the 17th of June, right before the summer solstice. Now we'll get a little bit of that Venus-Sun closeness, but Venus is pretty much going to move ahead of the sun. And as we enter new seasons, I think that this is what this Chariot reverse is saying, is that up until Cancer season, the Queen of Pentacles and the Chariot are kind of underground. So I think that Cancer season is going to be a time to really embody this Queen of Pentacles energy. We'll see. I'll definitely be picking more tarot cards before that and during that. So we'll see where these cards shift towards. But the Chariot is ruled by the sign of Cancer and the moon energy, the goddess Hecate, that moon, that sacred wisdom. The other way that I can see this is something pre-planned comes into fruition. So it could be that like somebody, for example, could have been waiting on like a go-ahead in relation to maybe approval on moving or traveling, because the Chariot is a traveling card. And the way I kind of see this is like, say, maybe somebody has destination career stuff or something related to destination work, destination planned. Your destination comes into mind, your next destination, whether it's like a physical place or it's like your next destination in your life assignment where you're traveling towards, really starts to clarify itself. And I really like that with this Gemini moon, because it is about those words that you speak. And once you start doing this sacred work for yourself, these paths start making their way forward. So I hope that this reading was helpful for this upcoming Gemini new moon. And it's going to be a really powerful week ahead. It's just the next couple of weeks are just going to be between June the 6th and July the 5th are magnetic. Your magnetism is rising, and it's such a beautiful thing. So thank you for joining me with my morning coffee and my stomach growling and all the things related to, cosmic comedy. I'll call myself a cosmic comic. Why not? If you want to follow me online, I'm everywhere. I'm on Substack, YouTube. I am on Patreon. I'm dabbling over there a little bit. I'm on Discord, Reddit, Instagram, and pretty much everywhere. Trustyourglitter on TikTok. Trustyourglitter, Christy Bellich. Thank you. Have an amazing week. Bye.